Hello YouTubers, welcome to my new project car. This is a 2009 Saab Aero all-wheel drive, and I paid $8,300 for it. I know in 2024 that seems high, but in actuality it's not too bad. Some low mileage examples can go anywhere between 10 and 15, upwards of 17 if you got the sport combi. This one has 102,000 miles on it. And I felt like it was a fair price given the condition. Now, it did not arrive like this. This is not how I bought it. I'll pop up a picture now. As you can see, it was Boy Racer inspired. Gray wheels, lowered 2 inches all the way around, and it beat the hell out of the car. Sway bar end links were broken on the front from being lowered. The xenon height adjustment, how it levels out the heights, that's broken. In the back was broke, is still broken, will be fixed this week. But anyway, lowering the car caused some damage. I put it back to stock height. We're going to start here with our canvas. Now, I may still lower the car back down, get rid of these wheels. I like these wheels better than the gray ones, but I don't like them overall for Saab cars. These are probably my least favorite wheels, but for me they look better than the gray ones. So we're starting here, and this is where we are. Again, 102,000 miles. It's not without its issues, but I have done a lot of work on the paint. It has been lightly compounded twice. It has been 3-in-1 coated griots, which is a little bit of a polish, a little bit of a compound, a little bit of a polish, and a little bit of a wax. That's happened once. And then it's had water spot remover put on it because it was bad water spots everywhere. I'll pop up a picture of what it did look like to what it is now. It's free of water spots, but a lot has gone into putting it to where it is now. This is not overnight. I've had the car now for a month and doesn't look too bad. One of the things that I don't like about this car is the height. If you read the sales brochure for 2009, all Saab Aeros, which are all V6s by the way, all Saab Aero sedans and sport combis are V6 turbos. All of them came with sport tuned lowered suspension. This is, after pulling out the parts to replace them back with the aftermarket springs, this is sport tuned standard suspension. So somewhere in the mix-up or in the parts bin, this car got sport tuned suspension but was not lowered, which it should have been lowered from the factory. So we'll source those springs and put it back, or put it to sport tune lowered suspension. In a future video, I'll cover what all that means and the part numbers that are relevant. But yeah, besides that, I like the car. It drives great. Suspension is tight when it needs to be tight, and it's not tight riding down the highway. It is great. I mean, the only difference between sport tuned and sport tuned lowered is the lowered part. It rides exactly like a sport tuned lowered car. Yeah, on the sides here, back to the paint, we had a bunch of scratches. Those are gone pretty much. A lot of work. It was, whoever had it before me, well, I know who had it before me, but ran over paint. Paint splatter was down the side of the car. That's off, cleaned off. Let me talk about the rarity of this car real quick. This is a 2009. They made, I believe, 5,900 of these globally, 9.3s. There were 480-ish Saab Aero sedans made, and 16 of them were automatic laser reds. Pretty rare. They made more Turbo X's than they did this car. Pretty rare car. Yeah. Talk about the condition. It's like brand new in there. It is still factory. Besides this blemish on this side, there are no other blemishes on the outside or in. I have already converted everything to LED interior bulbs, and I'm in the process of making a video on LED turn signals. Haven't gotten the right combination yet, so that video is not coming out for a while, but I'll get it. Can't be defeated, or I can defeat it. It will be LED one way or the other. Let's cover the motor area. When I bought it, it had a cone filter. Like the previous owner liked to hear the turbo spool up. I don't care for that. I put back in the original box that he supplied, which is great. Bought the original battery cover. That's now in place. As a clean Carfax, I am the third or fourth owner. Never been wrecked. That is the original paint in its original condition as I took the boat over to America. Let's see, what else about this car? We got some projects to do. It's a project car. The fog lights are broken on that side, so we'll get those replaced. Door lock sometimes unlocks, sometimes doesn't unlock. If you have a fix for that, besides taking the whole damn door apart to fix it right, let me know. I have already tried wiggling the lock. That has not fixed it. It's just an intermittent. It goes down and then pops right back up when you lock the door. It's like some sensor somewhere is off. The radio. This car, the only option this car does not have, because all Aeros come loaded. There's only two options if you look at the sales brochure. One was navigation. This one does not have it. And the other, well, three options. The other option is leather seats. This one does have that. The third option, believe it or not, is a third seat headrest, which this one does not have. Very odd to have a third seat headrest in the back. But yeah, she's fully loaded. The carbon trim on this car is standard on all Aeros. That is not an option. Previous owner represented this as a TX edition. It is not a TX edition. TX edition came out in 2010. For those of you thinking this might be a TX, it is not. TX has plat. I'll pop up the color. Whatever that color is, that's what this car does not have. This has silver trim. And if you had the TX edition, it would have a different lower fascia. I'll pop that up on the screen as well to show you what that would look like if this was a TX edition. Previous owner had put on new rotors all the way around, but not new brake pads. The brake pads are old. I'll have to do that sooner or later. It just got done with a brake fluid change That video will be posted here shortly. We're going to go through the rest of the fluids on this car. It's going to have a power steering flush. It's going to have a coolant flush. It's going to have the transmission flush, transaxle flush, front differential flush, rear differential flush, and the Haldex filter and flush. All that is still to come. There's no errors on the car. Nothing is reported as an issue inside the console. So I don't feel like there is a rush to do it. But I don't drive it hard. I don't drive my cars hard. As you know, I'm mosey. I'll get there. I'm in no rush. This car has bows, but all Aeros had bows. That is not an option, according to the sales brochure. Clean, clean, clean car. The underside is clean. Let's go through that. I told you it had new tires, has new rotors, has new tires. Previous owner had that put on when he put on new wheels. She's clean in all the right places. Again, I've done a lot of work to get it to where it is. Let's show you this. She's like brand new. Brand new. So what made me pick Saabs? Well, I had one. I had a 2006 Aero convertible, dark gray. I'll pop up a picture of it. I love that car. I would still have that car today had it not been for them going out of business. When they announced they were going out of business and it became fact, I put that car in Auto Trader and it was gone within a week. And I felt like I was unloading a future burden. But in reality, that was not the case. The car still can get parts for these things. There are suppliers out there. I don't know what can kill it, but they'll keep running and there are parts out there. You just have to buy them like any other car. But I would still have that Saab. Loved it, great car, and so that led me to this. I'd never had a moment's issue out of my 2006. It was a V6 turbo, and I'm hoping the same for this. The only difference is this is the B284R, and my 2006 was just a B284. There's a number, letter H, maybe. I'll pop it up on the screen. Anyway, this one has 280 horsepower. My convertible had 250. Yeah. YouTubers, I love it. I did not buy this car for clicks, because who has a Saab? Not many people have Saabs. But I do. And I'm going to enjoy it. I like it. I like the quirkiness of it. We got some touch-ups to do. I meant to point that out. Touch-ups there. We'll get that straight. But she is clean, clean, clean. We've just got it ceramic coated. Ready to go. But yeah, I didn't buy this for clickbait. Nobody's going to watch these videos, but I'm going to enjoy the car. That's the purpose of it. If anything, that truck gets 100 times more clicks than anything else I get. So that will be going through a complete service. I already have the gear fluid and a gasket. I have transmission fluid and everything else. Going to do a power steering flush. Going to do, what else on that thing? Spark plugs, wires, belts. I have everything for that. The only thing it needs is my time. But it's got close to 300,000 miles. I do this stuff about every 50, 60,000 miles. It goes through a full tip to tail service. That will go through the same thing. That's gonna get it. Anyway, back to this. YouTubers, I hope you like the video. I'm gonna like the car, and I hope you follow the channel. If you like the video, like the video.